Om. शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Hari Om. Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this gorgeous, most attractive, holiest of the holy, the most divine temple which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We are going through the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Once again, the topics like Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga and Jnana Yoga are dealt with. It is only a summary of all the topics that he has covered. Nothing new in this. Just once again reminding us of the same topics again and again, or we can say that he is hammering us with the same topics from different perspectives. He is really hammering us. He is talking about Karma Yoga from a different perspective, the perspective of caste. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It is based on one's guna, and based on that guna what kind of karma or action or profession that we are supposed to take up. As all of us know, everything in this world consists of three gunas: sattva, rajo, tamo guna. These are the three gunas. Everything has got all these three gunas definitely, but in different proportions. An inert object also has got all these three gunas. But in an inert object, tamo guna is dominating. Then in plant kingdom also tamo guna is dominating, but it is slightly lesser than the inert objects. So in this way, we human beings have lesser tamo guna, more of rajo guna and sattva guna comparatively. Each individual also has got all the three gunas, but once again in different proportions. It is for oneself to understand what the guna is, what is my swabhava, which guna do I have. Based on that, my aptitude, not the attitude, aptitude changes. Based on this aptitude, I must decide my field of profession. We must understand that profession is not just for earning money. Earning money should become the secondary issue of it. The first or the primary issue is, how can I contribute to this society or universe? In what fashion can I contribute to the society? Because the same society is giving me everything in my life. If I am existing today, there are so many things, so many people who are responsible for it. Then I should give back in a wonderful way. Am I giving back in a nice way? This should be the question that we have to pose to our own selves. Till today, from my birth of this body, I have taken so many things from this universe, from people, from objects, so many things. probably we cannot count. Then I should give in a beautiful way. How can I give? What fashion can I contribute? Which field can I contribute? In which field am I interested? In which field I've got some expertization. Based on this, we can decide the field of interest. Based on this, we have to decide our profession. But unfortunately, today the profession is decided by how much money, how much salary can that particular profession can get me. Based on this, we are deciding our field, our profession. Okay, we have taken this up. Assume that that also is God's gift for me. But then once we have taken it up, we should be able to do our best, excel in it. Whichever field we have taken up, we must be able to excel in it. If at all we have very good thinking capacity, then being quiet, then we are known as Brahmanas, not by birth, by our guna and karma. Karmani pravibhaktani swabhava prabhavair gunaihi. From guna, this swabhava is coming. From this swabhava, this karma should be selected. Based on the karma, these jatis or castes are decided, not by birth. So in shloka number 42, he has given the qualities of a Brahmana. Shamo damas tapas shaucham kshantirarjavamevacha jnanam vijnanamastikhyam brahma karma swabhavacham. Am I a Brahmana? If at all I have these qualities, then I can call myself as Brahmana. Nobody is great, nobody is less here. Everyone is good, everybody's presence is needed in this universe. That is why Krishna has brought all these. If at all we want to claim as a Brahmana, then I should have Shama. Shama is control over the mind. Dama, control over my senses, sense organs, including mind. Tapaha, some kind of sadhana. Anything, any kind of sadhana we can take up. Then Shaucham, being the cleanliness, being clean, internally and externally. Internally being clean is more important than the external cleanliness. Clean in the sense, our thoughts should be pure. Talk should be pure. Action should be pure. Then externally, we have to keep our surroundings clean. Then Kshanti. Kshanti is the capacity to face the difficulties of life, whether it is physical or mental. Mentally, we face so many tough situations. Physically, there may not be anything. We are well set up. We have got a well set up over here. But mentally, we have to face so many problems. Am I able to face it with a beautiful smile? Do I have this capacity? If at all we have this capacity, then it is known by the name Kshanti. Even physical. Physically, we expect that it should be like this. My house should have this many things, those many things. I should have a beautiful big car which has got AC. See how difficult it is. Once we get used to the car which has got AC, nowadays every car has got AC, so we get used to that. Traveling now by a car which does not have AC becomes so difficult for us, which means we do not have Kshanti. So we must understand that if at all I don't have this, let me develop this. I have to travel in a car for 10 hours which does not have AC. Let us not grumble, let us not complain. Enjoy that too. That is Kshanti. Arjava, integrity of mind or the thoughts, speech and actions. They all should fall in the same line. Then it is called as Arjava. Then Jnana, knowledge. We must keep on updating our knowledge. This is the duty of a Brahmana. Vijnanam. Put it to experiment. And then you see the result. That means we have to experience that jnana which I have got theoretically. I must put it on my experience. Only then I really can understand what that jnana is. If not, it remains only theoretical knowledge. Then astikyam. Astika is having trust or faith in the Vedas. We are all Sanatana Dharmis. If at all we want to call ourselves a Sanatana Dharmi, then we should have trust and faith in our Vedas, because Sanatana Dharma is another name for Vaidika Dharma. People who follow Veda, or if not follow, at least trust that yes, Veda is existing. And it is the duty of a Brahmana to have Brahma Karma. That is, study the scriptures, understand it, do the manana of it, implement it, lead a simple life, high thinking and simple life, simple living. Lead a simple life. So many difficulties you have to face when you have a simple life. But you have kshanti then. You have the capacity to overcome all of them. Then, not only that, you have to share that knowledge, the spiritual, scriptural knowledge that you have studied. It has to be shared with at least a few people. Then we can call ourselves as a Brahmana. So by birth, Brahmana, being Brahmana is of not much of importance. By guna, one must be Brahmana. By karma, we all must strive to become Brahmanas. Whichever caste we are born in, that is irrelevant here. Veda, Bhagavad Gita never talks about caste based on the birth. Only based on, that is why he says, Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha Parantapa Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. It is categorized based on guna and karma only, not by janma. So he has talked about he describes the gunas of Brahmana. Let us see what he says in the next shloka, shloka number 43. Shauryam tejo dhrutir dakshyam yuddhe chapyapalayanam danam ishvara bhavascha kshatram karma swabhavajam. Now it is about kshatra or kshatriya. Shauryam, heroism. He should have that valor. He should be bold. Tejaha. Tejaha is not getting scared by the valor of the opposite enemies. Now here, kshatra is the people who can defend the nation. Earlier days, rajas or whoever is in the army. So they should have that kind of tejas. Valor should be there. Then dhriti. Dhriti we know now, willpower. We go to the battlefield. Then king feels that no, we have Uttara Kumara. He could not fight at all. But talking is, yes, I can do this, I can do that. There are so many people who are simply boasting about themselves. When it comes to action, big zero. That willpower should be there. Whatever happens, it's okay. If I die in the battlefield, then moksha for me, I will reach that Swarga at least. If not moksha, at least I will reach Swarga. So I should not be going back. I should fight. The same attitude should be there in the world also. World itself is a battlefield. Our life itself is a battlefield for us. Aren't we fighting? Not with somebody else. With our own selves, our own thoughts, we are fighting every day. That inner consciousness keeps on telling Jyothi, don't do this. Jyothi says, no, I want to do this. It wants. No, if you do like this, this is what is going to happen. Still I do it. Because that kind of dhriti is not there. Willpower is not there. So a kshatriya should have this kind of dhriti. Then daksha. Daksham is Daksha. Daksha is resourcefulness. Having all kind of resources. When we have this kind of resources, we can take quick decisions. There are some situations where we have to take the decision immediately. You cannot say, wait, I will take the decision after 2 or 3 days. No. Some situations in our lives also appear like this. Decision has to be taken immediately. You should have the capacity for taking such decisions. You may have to take some really strong decisions. There is no time to consult others. Then what happens? Whatever we have studied till now, Bhagavad Gita that we have learned till now, that should come into picture there. This is called Daksha. It is not sufficient if we simply keep on reading Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita, not sufficient. When it is needed at the time of crisis, oh, this is what Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, I am using it. It is like preparing all the dishes and everything is right in front of us, but not eating. What is the use? Nobody is eating it. There is no use at all of preparing, however delicious it is. In the same way, whatever we have studied, we should be able to recall that. And not only recalling, we should be able to implement it. So here, that is Dakshyam. Yuddhecha api apalayanam. Palayana is running away from the battlefield. Why does Krishna say about it now? Because Arjuna wanted to go back. From the battlefield, he said, I will go back here. I will not fight. I don't mind begging also. I don't mind taking sannyasa and doing tapas in Himalayas, but I do not want to fight this. So Krishna is taunting him. You are a Kshatriya. What are you doing? Krishna, I will run away from here, you are saying. If at all you are a Kshatriya, from the battlefield, apalayanam. This quality you must have. Let it happen. Whatever has to happen will happen, but I will do my best. I will fight. Yuddhecha api apalayanam. Then danam. One has to give dana, charity. In the earlier days, only the kings had all these, everything, all the wealth was with the king, most of the wealth rather. And he was the one patron for all the artists. He would give agraharas for brahmanas to construct gurukula or conduct classes, etc. He used to give dana. Anybody says anything nice poem, one golden chain would be given dana. So Kshatriya, if you are a Kshatriya, then you must have this kind of quality. Or if you have this kind of qualities, all these qualities, then you can call yourself as Kshatriya. Then Ishvara Bhavascha. Ishvara Bhava here is leadership. He should have the quality of becoming a leader. Everybody cannot become leader. You know, Sachin Tendulkar, he was such a good cricketer. But when they made him the captain of the Indian team, it was very difficult for him to play because that is a burden over there. You cannot focus only on your playing. You have to think of who has to bat now, who has to ball, which people have to be here, which people have to come forward, etc. Everything has to be decided. It is not easy. And being a leader, you must lead from the front. You cannot say, all of you fight, I will sit at home. That is not the quality of a leader. He should have this kind of quality, that is a leadership quality. He must lead from the front. If at all this has to be done, then he should have strong health. Very good health, and physical health also is important for him. Not only the mental health, he should be physically strong. That is why Kshatriyas are allowed to be non-vegetarians. Meat eating is allowed, permitted for them. In one of the satsangas of a Swamiji, I listened to this. It was very nice listening to that. He said that if a Kshatriya eats only bendakai and dondakai, he'll be like a drumstick who will be blown away by his enemies. So he should have meat. He should have all kinds of non-veg, which will give him more and more strength for the physical body, because he has to fight there. That is why it was allowed. So people who are taking non-veg should think, is it useful for me? What fight am I fighting? Am I fighting any battle? Is it necessary for me? That can be thought of. It does not say that do not eat it at all, but Veda or Bhagavad Gita says that slowly try to go beyond it. Come to Sattva Guna. So these are the qualities of Kshatriya. Again, this is combination of the gunas. A Brahmana has got Sattva Guna dominating. Next is Rajoguna and the last is Tamoguna. Whereas for a Kshatriya, Rajoguna is dominating. He should be always active. Brahmana is not always active. Brahmana is quiet, studying always. He doesn't have to fight with anybody. Kshatriya is not so. He has to defend the country. He has to be alert. He has to do a lot of activities. So Rajoguna is dominating, and then Sattva Guna is dominating. The second dominating character is Guna is Sattva, and the third one is Tamoguna. For a Brahmana, SRT, Sattva, Raja, Tama. For a Kshatriya, Raja, then Sattva, then Tama. That is RST. The next one is Vaishya and the last one is Shudra. We'll see in the next shloka. Krishi Gauraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Now these two are, both the castes are combined here. The first line, Krishi Gauraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Vaishya Karma. For a Vaishya, how he should be? What is his karma? Krishi. Krishi is agriculture as well as any kind of industries. He has got Rajoguna dominating, then Tamoguna. Second dominating character is Tamoguna, and the last is Sattva. So he is more selfish. He is active but selfishly active. Where a Kshatriya, he is also active, selflessly active. So RST for a Kshatriya, RTS for Vaishya, Rajoguna, Tamoguna is the second dominating character, and the last is Sattva. So he is selfish. He does agriculture or industry or business, commerce. Business, Gauraksha. Gauraksha in the earlier days, cattle rearing was one of the biggest occupations. So he talks about Gauraksha, protecting the cows or running that business. Vanijya is business or commercial or commerce. Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. This is the karma of Vaishya or the actions that are performed by Vaishya. Paricharyatmakam Karma. Here Paricharya is service. Service to a Brahmana, to a Kshatriya and to a Vaishya is done by Shudra, because he does not have the thinking capacity. He does not have the fighting capacity. He does not have the capacity to do any kind of business. Three capacities are not there. He has physically, he has got good health. Physically strong, but no other capacities, no decision making capacities. Then he has to assist all these people. All the other three castes he assists. Service of these three categories is done by Shudra. There is nothing that one caste is more than the other. All the castes are needed in this universe. Brahmana is needed. If Brahmana is not existing, then Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, who's going to study them and pass it on to the next generation? So we need that. The next category, it is not in sequence or anything of that sort. It is not that that is superior, this is inferior, nothing of that sort. Then Kshatriya, to defend our nation, our universe. For that, we need Kshatriyas. Vaishya, obviously, we need to run some business. Otherwise, economically, the country can never be developed. So we need Kshatriyas. And we need the Shudras also. We need so much of help. So for helping the other three categories, we need the Shudras. We must remember this caste has come based only on karmani pravibhaktani, only on the action, the type of activities that we do, type of profession that we take up, and which that is based on swabhava guna. Let us see what he says in the next one, shloka number 44. Swe swe karmanyabhirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha swakarma nirata siddhim yatha vindati tachrunu. Swe swe karmani abhirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha. Now Krishna beautifully says that whatever karma that you have taken up, swe swe, one's own karma. By doing your own karma, how? Abhirataha. Completely involved in it. Totally dedicated. Whatever field you have taken up, totally dedicate yourself into that. Abhirataha. Rataha means involved. Abhi. The word abhi means intensely. Completely, totally involved in it. When you are doing that particular action, that is your profession, take it up seriously. Give your heart and soul, head, heart, soul, all parts you give it to this profession. Swe swe karmani abhirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha. This is how you can attain this samsiddhi. Here samsiddhi means purity of mind. We must remember this. Karma yoga gives us not moksha. It gives us purity. To make our mind purer and purer, we must follow this path called Karma Yoga. So he says, Samsiddhim labhate naraha. People can attain this purity, highest level of purity. How? Be in your own, do your own work, whatever is allotted to you. Generally, we have the tendency of comparing ourselves with others. It may be a dress, it may be a vehicle, it may be house, it may be profession, it may be salary. Somebody dresses up like this. I look at that lady and then decide, wow, this is so nice, even I will do like this. Whether it suits me or not, I want to do it because somebody else is doing. This is how we compare ourselves with the others. So Krishna says, don't compare yourself with anybody. Your profession is your profession, that's all. You give your best to that. By comparing, what happens? I may not be good in that. So in whichever field we are in, whichever field we have already taken, continue to be in this. But give your best. Abhirataha. Total dedication should be there. Then only you can attain this samsiddhi. Then swakarma nirataha siddhim. Yes, your own karma. Be in this nirata continuously. Keep doing that work. That becomes a practice. See the musicians. Initially were the musician. They also started just from sa, pa, sa, sarigama, pa, danisa. They also learned. Then, how did they become such great musicians? M.S. Subbalakshmi, M.L. Vasanta Kumari. How did they become? By practice. So, nirataha, we need to do that practice continuously. Whichever field we have taken up, be in that field and continuously keep practicing. Then only you become an expert in that. Yatha vindati tachrunu. How to become that? Listen to me. How to attain that, how to find that. Vindati means either finding or attaining that. That, Tachrunu, that I am going to say. You listen to this now. Next shloka. Yata pravrittirbhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. We come back to this karma yoga again. We have to focus on karma, karma phala, karma phala data. These three things are important for us here now. He says, Yatha pravrittir bhutanam, from whom, the person from whom, or that Paramatma from whom every bhuta has come. Pravritti here is originated. From whom this everything is originated. Yena sarvamidam tatam. Everything is pervaded by that intelligence or that tattva or consciousness. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya. Whatever your karma is, to that consciousness, offer it. Worship. Work is worship. My husband worked for BHL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. The motto of that BHL is, work is worship. We need not think that if we go to temple only it is worship, or if I sit and meditate only it is worship. No. Whatever actions we do, that itself is a worship. If we remember Shiva Manasa Puja, we remember this. Atma tvam girija matihi sahacharaha prana shariram griham puja te vishayopabhoga rachana. Te puja is vishaya upabhoga rachana. I am in this world. I am using all these objects. This bhoga is your puja. That is what is work is worship. That is what Krishna is saying here. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya. To whom are we offering this? To that one from whom everything is originated and who is all pervading. Now we say that Atma is there in the body. In my physical body, Atma is there. That is why I am speaking. If this tip of my little finger, something happens, somebody pricks to the little finger, just a point only. I shout in pain. Why? It's only a small part of that, no? Of the body. But still, consciousness is there in that also. In the same way, we say this Virat Purusha. The whole universe is He only. It is His creation. He is the Jagat Karana or Jagat Karta. He Himself is the Jagat. So it is, everything is pervaded by Him. Yena sarvamidam tatam. This whatever you see around is pervaded by Him only. To that Parabrahma, your karma, you offer it as a puja. Siddhim vindati manavaha. Such a wonderful shloka. You can attain siddhi. Purity you can attain just by doing this. Along with that, Upasana yoga is definitely there. If that Upasana yoga is not there, I cannot offer it to God. Karma yoga cannot happen if I don't have that devotion to Him. So obviously devotion and Karma yoga are going hand by hand, hand in hand. Then I reach the highest level here, that is the purity. Once the mind is pure, then it is a cakewalk. So easily done. Jnana simply can dawn then with a little effort. So here we need to put lot of effort now to understand karma, karma phala data. Karma. Any action that we perform is called karma. Then, whatever action that I perform, I know that it goes to Him. It goes to that Paramatma. When I know that it goes to Him, why don't I do it lovingly? Why can't I do it lovingly? Why can't I put all my efforts in, all my love into it and do it when I know that it is going to reach my Krishna? Assume that our children are in the hostel or married and somewhere away and now they are coming home. What do? We cook whatever is best for them, whatever they like the most. Definitely all the mothers cook that kind of dishes which our children like. Why? Because we love them so much that we want to show that we are loving them and we want to see them being happy. When they eat that laddu, that which is their favorite and I have prepared for them, and we derive so much of happiness, we do not mind not eating that. If there is only one laddu, then definitely we will give to the child. Even though we like it most, we will simply forgo that. Because for us, the happiness of the children, we give the highest priority. I am sure that all agree with this. Now, we should love Krishna the most. Importance to Krishna is given. Highest priority goes to Krishna. Only then rest of everybody, everything in this universe. When we love him the maximum, and I know that my action is going to him only, shouldn't I put all my efforts, all my love into it? Whatever action it is. Not particular about preparing laddu or anything of that sort. Any action that we perform will go back to his hand. Knowing this, we should do the action to the best of knowledge. Next one is karma phala. We expect this kind of karma phala because we have that kind of attachment to the karma as well as karma phala. There are so many other external factors involved in this. I may think that I have studied well, I have written the exam very well. There are so many other factors also involved in it. So, the result need not be exactly what I expected. Now, an agriculturist, in the field he has sown some seeds. The best of the seeds he has sown. But what about the external factors? When it is needed to be rained, it might not rain. Or akala, varsha. When it should not be raining, it has rained. So he may lose the crops. He has done his best. But what about the external factors? Those external factors are not in our hands. Now here for us, external factors are what we have been carrying. In this birth, what we have accumulated. In the previous so many births, what we have accumulated, we do not know. We may say that I have been good in this birth. I have not troubled anybody. As far as I know, as per my knowledge, I have not troubled anybody. Might not have troubled by actions. What about thoughts? What about speech? We might have hurt somebody. All those is there in his ledger. Krishna has kept a ledger over there. Everything is recorded there, unfortunately. Based on, he takes all those into consideration and then only gives us the karma phala. So he is the karma phala data. When we know this, why should we worry about the karma phala then? He knows what is best for me. He is going to give me the best. That much trust we must have in Krishna. I love Krishna the most and he loves me the most. Definitely, he will not give me anything that is bad for me. Do we give anything bad for our children? Do we give anything bad for the most loved ones? In the same way, Krishna cannot give me anything that is bad for me. We do give children some bitter medicines when they are sick. In the same way, Krishna is giving me this kind of situation, which at this moment, at this juncture, I feel that this is not right for me, but Krishna knows what is best for me. That is why he has given me this. And if at all we are karma yogis, then whether it is success or failure, we must learn lesson from that. Success means some lesson, failure means some other lesson. In fact, when we face some situations which is failure at that moment, we learn better. This is the reason why Krishna is giving us tough situations. Very easy to talk, very easy to theoretically understand. But to put it into practice needs a lot of efforts. So why not we try to put all our efforts into it? This is about karma phala. Next is karma phaladata. He is all pervading. Initially, when we worship in a particular form. Krishna, Rama, Lalita, Devi, Sai Baba, or different forms. But we should know that he is not existing only in this form. Ena sarvamidam tatam. He is all pervading. To offer my Naivedya, I should have a form. Otherwise, where will I offer? I know he is all pervading, he is existing everywhere, but where will I offer my Naivedya? So for this purpose, for the purpose of this kind of worship, we need to have a form. But he is not limited to this form. He is formless. This should be there at the back of the mind. I am worshipping Krishna. I am worshipping Sai Baba. But he is not limited to this. That Parabrahma is in this form. Basically, actually, he is formless. Now I am worshipping in this form. Worshipping the same Parabrahma. Like how we say the sky or the ether, space. Space is all pervading, everywhere. Does the space have any form? If there is a pot, inside the pot space is there, that pot has got a particular shape or the shape of the pot. Outside we see now space. What is its shape? Does it have any shape? Does it have any form? No. We say love is God. What is the form of love? Is there any akara or form for love? Don't we say love is God, God is love? What does it mean? Just like how love is formless, God is also formless. So Krishna is telling now, siddhim swakarma nirata siddhim yatha vindati tachrunu. He has already told, doing your own karma, I will explain how to reach that level, Arjuna. How to reach? So slowly, step by step, he is telling now. Don't get attached to one particular form and get stuck over there. Go beyond that. Understand that you are worshipping that Parabrahma in this form. He is not limited. Just like how the space is not limited. Space does not have a form. God also does not have a form. Let us see what he says in the next shloka. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaga paradharmat swanushtitat swabhavaniyatam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Again and again he says, Shreyan swadharmo, swadharma. Please understand that it is not about Hinduism, Christianity. Dharma is not about that. The profession that we have taken up, the kshetra, in which field you have taken up your profession, which field you have got that aptitude in because of your swabhava. Stick to that. Don't compare yourself with others and say that, oh, I will do this. Krishna again says that because Arjuna said, I will beg. Kshatriya dharma is not to beg at all. They cannot beg. Because Arjuna said so, Krishna is saying, no, be in your dharma. That is Shreya, that is better. Doing your own dharma, even though vigunaha, there may be some defects in it. In your own dharma, there may be defects. But paradharmat swanishtitat. Instead of following some paradharma, this is only definitely better, even though it has got some defects. Swabhava niyatam karma kurvanapnoti kilbisham. As I said, there may be some defects in it, but even though defects are there, you will not have any papa. You will not get any papa because of this. Because it is your dharma. To give an example, to make it more clear, take the example of a police. He has taken up that field now. If he catches a thief, a robber, if he has got a very soft heart, what will he do? Okay, he has robbed, right, but let me leave him. He will leave him. He will release him. He will not give him any punishment. Is that right? What is the dharma of that police? To punish that person. To punish that dacoit or robber or a thief, whoever it is. So that that person understands that what he is doing is wrong. Only with that intention. Not to take any revenge or anything, but to make that person become better and better. If he releases him just without giving any punishment, that person will continue that. So, by giving punishment to that person, do you think that police will incur some papa or sin? No. In the same way, a judge has to hear from all the parties and then decide what is right, what is wrong. And if there is a person who has done something wrong, the punishment may have to be given, announced. Judgment has to be given. While giving the judgment, if he says that this person has to be hanged, he has done the worst kind of crime, he should be hanged to death. Can we say that judge will incur sin by giving that judgment? It is his dharma, swadharma. Yes, it has some defects of thinking. One should be harsh over there. Keep the heart very hard there. It is very difficult to give a death sentence. But he has to keep himself hard over there and he has to give this harsh punishment. He will not incur any sin by giving such a judgment. What about a person who hangs that criminal? Somebody has to hang him. Hangman. We call him as a hangman. Person who is going to hang that criminal. Will he incur any papa, any sin? Because he is the one who is hanging that person to death. He will not incur any sin. Because that is his swadharma. He has to do his best in that job. So again and again Krishna says, don't compare yourselves with somebody else. Whatever it is. Don't compare and then follow them. You do whatever is best for you in this field. Don't keep on changing the profession. Oh, that profession is good. This profession is better than that. I will take up this. I have taken this now. No, I feel that is better. I will take up that. Are you a doctor? Give your best to that field. See God in every patient that you treat. Are you an engineer? Everything that you do, you simply think that tam abhyarcha, worship of God. Whichever field you have taken up, it may be just one clerical job, just putting some papers in a cover. Do it neatly. This I have observed Mataji Krishnabai of Anandashram. Whatever she did, it was perfect. I have observed her folding one small handkerchief. So beautifully, totally focused, just to fold a handkerchief. And so neatly done, it looks so beautiful after folding. How are we doing it? We don't have time. We simply do it naam ke vaste. Just it has to be done. We do it and throw it there and go. Krishna says, Abhiratam, Abhirataha. Give your best to it. Dedicate that. That job should be done so neatly, so beautifully, putting all your efforts. It may be a small job, but put your head and heart and soul into that job and then do it. Otherwise, don't do it. So, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharma Swanushtita Swabhava Niyatam Karma Kurvanapnoti Kilbisham. You will not incur any sin by doing your dharma, even though it has got some defects. Now, Arjuna, you may think that by killing Drona or my relatives and all, I am going to incur sin. Don't think like that. You are here to protect dharma. So, you will not incur any sin by doing that. Let us see what he says in the next shloka. Something, continuation of the same. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena agnirivavritaha. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet. There may be some dosha in your own sahaja karma. But don't leave that. Natyajet. Don't renounce that kind of actions. Sarva arambha hi doshena. Every, here arambha means every karma. Every karma has got some or the other dosha. What we say, everything has got plus point and minus points. Take the plus point and then be in that. So he says, Dhume nagni rivavritaha. How fire is covered by smoke. Smoke is existing. Wherever fire is there, definitely there is smoke. Just because smoke is there, we should not have fire at all, there will be some smoke. No, focus on that fire. Forget about the smoke. Some dosha is definitely there in everything that we take up. That is why Krishna says, don't compare yourself with the others. Do the best. Give your best. It is only the mental attitude that is needed. If you don't have a mental attitude of enjoying, you will not enjoy any work. You must train your mind to enjoy every minor work. It may be eating. Enjoy that. Relish that. Every minute action should be dedicated to him. Tam abhyarchya. To that Parabrahma, the one who is all pervading, the one who is the source of everything. You dedicate it to him. Then you will enjoy every work, because it is for him that I am doing. How much we enjoy when we do something for our own children, because we love them the most. In the same way, I love Krishna the most. So whatever I do, it is going to him only. He is the karma phaladata. So I will do my best in everything, every activity that I do, I will give my best. Let us see what he says in the next shloka. Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata sprugaka naishkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasena adhigacchati. Asakta buddhihi. Here asakta is with detachment, without any attachment. Sakta is attachment. Asaktaha, no attachment at all. With that kind of buddhi, that intelligence is there, not to get attached to anything. Then sarvatra, everywhere. Jitatma, here atma is that body, mind and intellect complex, BMI complex. That is atma. Jitatma, win over. Win over this BMI. Which means, I know that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intellect. Who am I? When we get to know this kind of concept, Jitatma, Vigata Spruhaha, there is no desire at all. What is the desire for us now? We want to be happy. What are we dependent on to have this happiness forever? Depend on the external factors, external setup. This external setup is not good. If this setup is changed, then I will be happy. So this materialism teaches us that change the external factor, external setup. We say we need some change. That is why I went to Munnar, because always being here got bored of it, so we went here. For a change, we need change. We expect the change in the external world, external setup. This is what is taught by the materialistic world. But our Vedas say that don't be dependent on the external world. External setup is irrelevant, immaterial. Change the internal attitude. When the internal attitude is changed, external setup, however it is, I am blissful. Whether I am here or there, it doesn't matter. Whether I have this person or that person doesn't matter. Whether I have this object, that object doesn't matter. Whether I have some pleasing situation or some situation which gives me pain doesn't matter, because I know who I am. So Krishna says that doing this karma yoga, you attain this kind of samsiddhi where you get to know where you are, what you are, who you are. Slowly you come to that level because of the purity of mind. You have reached that level by doing karma yoga. How much time do we have to do karma yoga? Till we reach this highest level of purity where me and mine does not exist. This is my child, this is mine. Oh, that person is not mine. I am not interested at all. I don't bother at all. Whatever happens to that person, I am not concerned at all. When the whole universe is mine, the universe is within me. Ajnanis, we say that I am in this world. Jnanis, wise people, they say that world is in me. That is how they come to know what is happening there, what will happen here. They come to know this because universe is within them then. We are saying that I am in the world. Jnani says world is in me. That is only the difference. Because that person has got that knowledge, self-knowledge, and he is experiencing that knowledge. That is why he is always blissful. My Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, was always smiling, always blissful. Whatever happened, he was always blissful. How was he able to get this kind of bliss? Enjoy this kind of bliss always, forever. Because that knowledge was there, experienced. Jnana has become Vijnana for him. It did not remain as a theoretical knowledge. That is why we say that follow this Veda. Because Vedas, they declare that don't depend on the external factor for your happiness. Such a beautiful teaching. Change your internal attitude. Don't expect any change in the external setup. You cannot change the external setup. Maybe some minor changes you may be able to do. But that will not remain permanent. It is not Shashvata. Whereas when we change the internal attitude, then however the external setup is, we can keep ourselves blissful, always smiling, always joyous, always cheerful. This is what he said, Dhrityutsaha samanvita utsaha. Always enthusiasm. Dhriti, that sankalpa shakti or willpower. With that willpower, that I am changing my internal attitude. I am changing my perspective. So he says, Naishk asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigataspruhaka. Absolutely no desire. When internally I am always happy, what desire can be there? When I know who I am, what I am, What more desire will be there? No desire at all. Nashkarmya siddhim paramam sannyasen adhigacchati. Here sannyasa is once again renouncing. Renouncing what? Renouncing the external factors. This is anything is okay for me. I am happy. Then you reach that Nashkarmya Siddhi. Once again, wherever in these mini shlokas he has said that Siddhi, it means the purity of mind, not that moksha. Moksha can come only with the jnana. Karma Yoga leads us to mind purity. We become purer and purer as we keep on doing our karma. Every karma should be offered to him as with the samarpana manobhava and karma phala. Everything that is given by him, I am receiving it as his prasada. So with this attitude, we all become karma yogis. Every activity, we must be alert. I am offering to him, I should give my best. So I cannot do it haphazardly. Nothing can be done without being conscious. Consciously we have to do every action so that it can become the best offer to my Lord, whom I love the most. So let us all try to do all actions chanting Namasmarana, because while chanting, Nama chanting goes on, his smarana also goes on. Then I keep remembering, oh Krishna, this is for you Krishna, this action is for you Krishna. So in this way, let us all keep doing Namasmarana and let us try to become karma yogis and attain that purity of mind. And later he says, he is teaching us how to move forward too. So he is taking our hands in his hand and he is leading us. Why not we follow him? So let us all definitely follow him. Jagat Guru, not an ordinary Guru. He is the Jagat Guru. So let us try to follow him and reach that level. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Hari Om.